Good evening, viewers, and welcome to this edition of NTV Sports Page. It's Wednesday, the 8th of May, and I'm Curtis Morton. In our headlines, Devon Thomas banned, and in our feature for this evening, St. Kitts Masters beat Nevis Masters. We will take this break, and I'll be right back.
Gala WhatsApp and I send text. Me see the SMS. Me a fish show.
Send me a pic of yourself. One of you know where.
I have too much self-respect to send you a pic of you know where.
If you really love me, you will do it.
If you really love me, you wouldn't ask.
You matter to your family, to your friends, to your community, to you. Remember, you matter.
This message was brought to you by the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, and the Nevis Health Promotion Unit.
Well, I'm back, and we begin with cricket. West Indies international Devon Thomas has been banned from cricket for 5 years after admitting to 7 anti-corruption breaches. The 34-year-old has played 34 times for the West Indies across all formats, most recently in 2022. His most serious offence was contriving or being party to match-fixing attempts in Sri Lanka domestic T20 competition in 2021. The all-rounder and occasional wicketkeeper also admitted several charges of failing to report illegal approaches at the Abu Dhabi T10 and Caribbean Premier League to the authorities. Thomas made his international debut in 2009, the first of 21 one-day internationals. He also played 12 T20s and 1 test match against Australia in Adelaide in 2022. 18 months of his ban by the International Cricket Council ICC have been suspended. Now to football, we have some results from the SKNFA matches played between Friday the 3rd and Sunday the 5th of May. In Premier Division action, Friday the 3rd of May at Warner Park, SL Hotspurs St. Paul's United versus Skelec Garden Hotspurs. It was 2-1 in favor of Skelec Garden Hotspurs. Saturday the 4th of May, we reported on this earlier, it was Hot Springs Bath United versus Rams, and it was a 1-1 draw that was played at the Nevis Athletic Stadium. Sunday the 5th of May at Warner Park Football Stadium in Match 1, United Old Road Jets came up against Trafalgar South Stars, and Old Road Jets swamped South Stars 6-1. In Match 2, Honda Newtown United came up against Sol Island Otter Connery. Connery won that game 1-0. We go to break, and when I come back, we'll have our feature for this evening.
My wife and I have been in the Caribbean, living, working, traveling for the better part of 40 years. 9 years ago, we ended up on Nevis, and we're very glad we did. Decided to move here permanently a few years ago. Beautiful beaches that are virtually empty, so the beach is like your own. The experiences as an investor was quite seamless, actually. It's the local people were a joy to deal with, very positive. That's one of the highlights of Nevis too, just wonderful people to deal with. What's keeping us here is the way of life. One of the big reasons is because it still has a feeling of being somewhat undiscovered. It's quite an eye-opener that there's still something like this exists on this planet. The local produce, what they normally call ground provisions, are outstandingly good. Tomatoes in particular are wonderful. They still taste like a real tomato. We can source most of our produce for the restaurant locally. We've got a handful of farmers we deal with, and even the roadside people on the market have great product. We're developing our restaurant into a 12-month business as opposed to a 6-month business. The local people enjoy going out just as much as the tourists, so it's very rewarding to get local people coming to the restaurant in a good number and getting a nice balance. As I say, it's been gratifying and rewarding.
Well, I'm back, and cricket is in the spotlight. As part of the preparations for the annual Leeward Islands Masters Cricket Championship for 2024, the St. Kitts and Nevis Masters teams faced off in a practice encounter at Warner Park on Sunday, 5th May. The information is sketchy, but the defending champions St. Kitts batted first and got to 138 in their allotted 20 overs. Nevis in response started at a rapid clip in their response, with Walwyn and Mills scoring several early boundaries. However, the Nevis chase halted at 119 for 9, giving the home team victory by 19 runs. We share some excerpts.
So we are having a practice match with St. Kitts and Nevis Master. Sterling Marshall just got the wicket of Webb and falling over. That's Fabian Cranston. Can't score. So it's Marshall from the pavilion and moves it now to bowl to Powell. Powell gets this one backward point and Rakesh comes across, can't prevent the single. He's off the mark, is Powell. Marshall it is, moves it out, he's down the track, he swings, that's a big swing. And that's gone for 4. Chipping and swinging hard. And that looks like Shane Jeffers. Swinging big to the leg side, gone for 4. So 15 overs completed, 103 the score. Not a bad total. Well, from the Lozak Road end, trying to figure out who the bowler is. If it's Fabian Cranston, he has a unique run-up and we'll figure it out from this distance. No, it's not Fabian Cranston. It is Belly Maynard punching it to the right of the bowler. Belly Maynard doesn't stop it. Sterling Marshall, that's Patrick Newton, runs across and stops it. 1 more to the total. So that brings Shane Jeffers into strike. Featured big time last year for the St. Kitts team in the tournament as captain and lead batsman. Maynard ball, he's down the track and he's stumped. He stumped, left him down the track that time. He was running down and ran past it, and Simmons seemed to have had a second go at it really, but whipped off the bails, so he's gone. Shane Jeffers comes back, stumped off the bowling of Belly Maynard. So it's going to be Belly Maynard now to bowl to the new batsman. Here goes ball, he comes quietly forward, thinking about a single but had to run back. Powell can't score. Here's Maynard moving in now. Full of pitch delivery, fix it around. That's the man Walters rushing in. They'll collect 2 very easily. Walters normally a wicket keeper, all the way down at backward of square on the boundary. They get 2 very easily. So Maynard it is once more from the Lozak Road end, bowls flatter. He's sweeping at that, struck on the pad, there's no appeal. Here goes once more. Belly Maynard moves in now to bowl, looks this one, he's pushing it into the inside half and running. Patrick Newton comes across, can't prevent the single. 1 more to the total. But it's going to be Fabian Cranston. That's a very unique run-up, a little bit of a stutter in the run-up. Let's look at that. Moves in now to bowl. He doesn't quite bowl. Duncan Mills asking the captain to make sure that he has 4 in the circle. So, very quickly, Patrick Newton has been called in, and that's what teammates are there for. Look out for each other. So here goes Cranston. Moves in now to bowl. He struck in that part, that must be mighty close, but the umpire says no, going down the right side, so not out. So Cranston it is from the pavilion end, moves in out to goal. Foul, nicely turns it into the onside. They want to chance two on the arm of Tatic Store. The throw not as strong as he would have liked it. Could have been interesting had it been a stronger throw. Cranston it is. Moves in now to bowl. Swinging at that, came up the pad. And thinking of a single, had to go back. The way he's looking to swing, Micey Wallace might have some work to do here on the long on boundary. Here he goes, moves in now to bowl. He's swinging at that, but only finds Marshall at mid wicket. They'll get a single. Cranston moves in now to bowl. He's swinging as well. Gets it along the ground. They'll challenge Dole for two. No. Settle for one this time. So it's going to be Cranston once more. So now to bowl. He's having a swing at that. Struck on the body. Kneeling down almost to play the shot. No appeal. Well, Wendell Micey Wallace it is into the attack now. He'll be bowling from the Lozak Road end. Making an exchange for Billy Maynard and Colin Walwyn. Well, Micey Wallace now. Races in now to bowl. As a swing, that might be signaled wide, will be signaled wide. Wallace off a short run. Bowls, he's turning it into the onside. This time Walters is there. Stops it, one more to the total. Wallace moves in now to bowl. Turns it into the inside. Rakesh won't be able to prevent two. And they'll get it very easily. Thinking of a third even. Wendell Micey Wallace. Moving now to bowl. Turns it into the inside easily. There's Patrick Newton just accompanying the ball, but the man at mid wicket, Rakesh, gets a weak return and two more to the total. There he goes. Wallace moves in once more to bowl. On the back foot, pushes it into the offside. Billy Maynard can't prevent the single. One more to the total. It's this one in the air, dropping well short of the man at long on. They're coming back for the second. Well, thought about it seriously, but a good return in, and just one more to the total. That ends the over. It's not quite the end of the over as Wallace moves in once more to bowl. Gets a full pitch delivery, strokes it into the outside. Billy Maynard dives over it, and then Curtis Tatic Store gets a return, and they get two nonetheless. So it's going to be Fabian Cranston who will continue from the pavilion end. By the way, the two umpires are Eustace Johnson, former wicket-keeper batsman for Nevis, and Luther Shotgun Kelly, former Leeward Islands skittish and opening batsman, dynamic shotgun type. He is having a swing at that, he's bowled. And I think he almost broke the bat in the process. He really had a swing at that. He's still there standing as if he can't believe it. But I think that bat could be in problems because he hit the turf really hard. Clean bowled. we understand that this is the final over of 20. Grand Senators will continue from the pavilion end. He goes in now, stopped by the umpire. Grand Senators from the pavilion end. Goes in now to bowl. Swung into the onside. The man is racing across. He might not get there. He won't get there. He's gone for 4. There he goes now. He's in now to bowl. Cranston is swinging into that once more. He might go the distance as well. The man is racing across. Walwyn, he dives. Big effort there by Walwyn, one of the younger masters, and they get free. Tremendous effort there by Walwyn. He had a long way to run. Marshall, who was a lot closer to the action, pulled his brakes early. And so they've made a change. They've decided to put Rakesh in that general area. Simmons must be saying Walwyn shouldn't have to do that kind of long running. But I'm losing the script a little bit here. Cranston bowls. He's swinging into that. The man is racing across. That's Curtis Static's door. They'll be thinking too. But brilliant work there by Curtis Static's door, getting the return in quickly, reducing the scoring to just 1 run. So Cranston bowling the final over. That little stuttering run up moves in now to bowl. He's hitting it down towards long. Wendell Micey Wallace is sending the return in, but it's a weak return. Cranston hits the stump, but he's a long way in. And a big heave-ho. He has launched him over long off for 6. And that was the final ball of the innings. Big heave-ho. So since he went in there to bat, the batsman has been putting bat to ball. Didn't waste any time at all. Well, the 2 umpires are out. Eustace Johnson and Luther Kelly. 138 is the target. Nevis will have to get that in order to win this game. Shane Jeffers will lead his team out onto the field. Remember, St. Kitts are the defending champions in Masters cricket. Winning last year right here in St. Kitts. The tournament moves to Anguilla this year. St. Kitts will be hoping to retain that coveted trophy. Nevis will be hoping to do what they have done many times before, to bring it back to Nevis. The 2 openers for Nevis: Junior Duncan Mills and Colin Walwyn. Interestingly, St. Kitts is going to start with spin. The left arm leg spinner, Shane Jeffers, probably deciding that Nevis will handle the pace a lot better. That's just his thought process. They can only have 2 men out, and one is at deep mid-wicket. Colin Walwyn is the striker. He's going inside out over extra cover. That's going to run away into the boundary. That's a lovely start to the innings. First ball up, going inside out over extra cover for 4. Moves in once more to bowl. He's going the similar shot, a similar shot, but he's gone. No, he's dropped it. Actually got it in his grasp, and maybe when his hands made contact with the turf, it popped out. But I think he was trying a similar shot, but this time was hitting it straight down to the man at mid-off and he floated. Similar field set for the left-hander, Junior Duncan Mills, former Nevis opener. Mills settle. Deep mid-wicket, and now they have put a long on in place. So the same man who was at mid-on has gone now to long on. He's on driving, but he's going to find the man on the deep mid-wicket boundary, and they just take their time and just slowly go across to collect a single, not forcing the pace. So one more to the total. Webb not doing wicket-keeping duties today. Here goes once more. Pushes it gently into the offside. Shane Jeffers waits and collects it. Can't score. He goes once more. Left down leg spinner. He's in out to bowl. He's swinging this one, but he has gone square. And the man tried hard to pull it in, but he needed a little bit more height. Gone for 4. So Walwyn has started in a very aggressive manner. So here he goes, so moving once more to bowl to, this time he comes quietly, solidly forward, and that would end the first over. So we have long leg and the third man, the 2 men out for this new bowler. He's bowling from the Lozak Road end. Here he goes. Medium pace ball. Mills gets a full toss, drives it beautifully to the offside. That's going to race away. The man is chasing after it, but only to retrieve. Full toss and stroke beautifully to the offside by Mills for 4. So here he goes once more. Moves in out to bowl to Mills. Mills is getting one that jumps at him and kept it down well, but it looks suspiciously at the pitch. Here he goes. Mills swings. It's in the air. It's going to go over the head of Webb and into the pavilion for 6. Seemed to have gotten a bit of a toppage on that, but he certainly got enough. Sent it all the way for 6. Nevis off to a busy start here. 10 from the first over, 10 from this one already. 20 for no loss, and the second over has not been completed as yet. Here he goes. Races in once more to bowl to Mills. Mills is pushing it into the outside. The thought of the single. Shane Jeffers almost challenging them to try. They decide against it. Dot ball. He goes, moves in once more to bowl to Junior Duncan Mills. Guides it into the offside. This time they off for the single. Make that 21 for no loss. The right-handed Walwyn comes in to strike. What a wonderful shot. Almost traveled the distance. He was offline and he just swung hard at it. And it just dropped inside the rope. But that was beautifully played by Walwyn. And so the score goes up to 25. 2 overs completed. 25 for no loss. Nevis off to a rocketing start here at Warner Park. Well, I think they've just realized that they were framing out. So they're pulling the man from the deep extra cover boundary in, and that would leave the man at deep mid wicket and the man at long on as the 2 players out. The left armer continues, moves in now to bowl to Mills. There's his drive, and he finds the gap. The man is chasing after it. Two men chasing after it. Webb looks a lot quicker and fumbles slightly. Weak arm that from Webb. He's normally a wicket keeper. They get two very easily. Two more to the total. 27 for no loss. He goes once more. Sadler, I think it is, moves in now to bowl to Mills. Mills is swinging at that. That's going to be signaled wide. Signaled wide by umpire Johnson. 28 for no loss. Weighing over number 3. Sadler moves in once more over the wicket. Bowls. Mills is turning this one into the onside, thinking of the single. Shane Jeffers playing around with it, challenging them, trying to tease them into running. The batsmen stay their grounds. Sadly it is. Moving once more to bowl to Mills. Mills comes solidly, quietly forward. Sadler moving in. Over the wicket, bowls to Junior Duncan Mills. Gets one that's short. They're often running, challenging the man there. He doesn't release it. True for the single. $29 for no loss. And over number 3. It's decided for the right-hander to go around the wicket. Here he goes, moves in now. Swings at that, gets a bit of bat. He's thinking of a single, didn't time it, and a backward of square races in. Mills tells him to stay. 29 for no loss. Here he goes. Sadler making a bit of an adjustment to the field. Webb coming to his left at mid-on. There's Sadler, moves in now to bowl. He's swinging in the air, but it's going to go away from the man at backward of square. They should be thinking 2 here. Sliding effort down there, and they get 2 very easily. And that effectively ends the over. After 3 overs, the score is 31 for no loss. Well, I think one of the fans may be asking Webb for his autograph. Masters are very important cricketers, I can tell you. Mills is driving. Does he find a gap? He does. Shane Jeffers is running after it as if a bulldozer is pulling him back. And they're thinking of the third, they will take 3. So Shane Jeffers really running like a true master. And they got 3 very easily in the end. 34 for no loss, made over number 4. And every time the batsmen change creases, the fielding team has a bit of a headache. They have to make adjustments accordingly. He goes, moves in now to bowl to Walwyn. Walwyn gets one that hustles him. He's on the back foot but keeps it out well. He goes once more, moves in now to bowl. He's swinging at that, misses. The keeper does well. Diving across to stop it. White signal by the umpire. 35 the score for no loss. And he's easily out-caught. But actually, it's a different bowler who is bowling. That's the man who went down pretty late and swung his bat around merrily to get in the teens very quickly.
Well, that's our package for this evening. I am Curtis Morton, reminding you that you can watch sports if you're not fit. But to play sports requires fitness, diligence, and sacrifice. Have a good night.